man. So what's up, Mark? How you been?
Not much, man. Doing good. Doing good. Just coaching fighters and coaching wrestlers, and that's what I do for a living now, man. Is just coach.
Cool. Now, did you ever take that job at the Lipson Academy?
Yes, I did. And then there was a school shooting miles away from Lipscomb, and so now that's kind of put the skid on everything because they're not going to do any events, any sports, or anything like that.
Oh
So
shit.
so now, I was like, hey man, I cannot not get paid for like a year. Like I can't do that. So I end up and we end up like saying, all right, well, if I get another job offer, then if it's good enough for me to take, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. It's all brand new, right? Because in Nashville, that school shooting happened like what, a week ago?
It wasn't long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
What was
long
it?
ago.
Like a week or two, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm in California for right now.
Gotcha. That's what I was going to ask you if you moved to Tennessee yet, but I guess not.
No, yeah, not yet. So we'll see. We'll see if it comes to fruition or not.
God, maybe you could come down to Florida. That's right. We're moving there on Thursday. Well, I am.
Wow, wow, that's awesome. Yeah,
Um,
Florida's nice.
that's
Be
right.
close to ATT.
That's right. Yeah, Coconut Creek down there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So what about your son? How's he doing with the wrestling at Oregon? Is that where
He's
he's
doing,
at?
yeah,
Oregon
he's doing
State.
great. Yeah, he's at Oregon State. He All-American this year. He's got 2 more years left. So we'll see where it goes, man. He made the semis and tore his MCL in the semis against Kaikison in the semis. But he had to forfeit the rest of his matches because he tore his MCL. So we'll see. He's got 2 more years, and he can very well be a national champion. So we'll see.
Yeah. David, you got anything to ask?
No, I'm glad I get to be on this one. I'm David. Nice to meet you, Mark. But
Good to meet you too,
hope
David.
your son gets a speedy recovery from that. I know that's a pretty gruesome injury. So
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
yeah, of course.
Mark, I was gonna say I was going through YouTube. Michael Franchese, that mafia guy.
Yeah,
I saw that you were on his show.
yeah, I was.
So how was that? Like, how was it meeting him? And
It was cool, man. Really cool. He spoke in my church, at Saddleback Church, and got introduced to him, and then one thing led to another, and then he was like, "Hey, I'd like for you to be on my show." I'm like, "Let's go." So that's how I got on the show, and yeah, he's a really interesting guy.
that was really, yeah. I'm always watching his stuff, and I'm scrolling through it. I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, that's Mark Munoz. I'm like, I just talked to him not long ago. So that was
Yeah,
pretty
man.
cool.
Yeah, Michael Francis. Yeah, he's got a great story, man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
really, really, really cool.
David, you know about him?
I don't. I'm gonna have to look it up after this. I've
Yeah.
probably seen him, but
He was with was it the Gambino crime family? Or
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The Mafia
oh, wow.
for sure.
What kind of what fighters are you training? Any current or active fighters?
Yeah, so part of the training lab. So I'm a part of the training lab. So I mean, there's tjdillashaw, there's Cub Swanson, both retired, and then there's Juan Archuleta. Then I got some up and coming guys that are going to be really good. I have let's see who else I have. I had Kylan Curran, Jessica Penne, had those two, and then I got Dwayne Frampton, I got Mikey Redeman, I got guys that are gonna come through and be really, really good. So
Awesome.
I'm drawing a blank on all the rest of them, but I got
It's a good problem to have.
yeah, I got about a dozen of them, man. So Now you got to excuse me, man, because I got hit in the head for a living, so I might forget a few things.
Nah, you're good, man.
We get it.
Yeah.
How's California? Is it same old?
Yeah, same old, man. I mean, it's 75 degrees year round. Southern California, man. But it's nice, man. I can't complain. I got family here, and my parents are up north, and her parents live down here, so we got help with the kids, and it's cool, man. Like to have family around, man. It's nothing like it. If you have family around to help you with different things, you just have that support system. That's just great,
For sure, that probably helps out a lot.
Yeah,
for
sure.
David, you got anything?
No, I just saying, yeah, I'm close to my parents still, so I get it, and I don't take those days for granted. And my sister lives near us; she's about to have a baby, so it's just maybe the Tennessee thing after all. It all works out. There's always a story.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Either way you go.
Yeah, man. It's all good. Like I literally roll with the punches, man. This is what I do.
Yeah.
Bobbing and weaving right now. Bobbing and weaving, looking to strike back. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, I get it. I was in chiropractic school in Georgia. Now I'm in North Carolina as a banker, and it's just kind of go with it, and then you end up where you're supposed to be. So,
right, it always works out.
Well, you got to take chances too, right? If you don't take chances, then, you live one life, so
right. That's right.
Anyway, so the goal is when we get this podcast, when we start doing some in-person stuff, we want to go meet up with you, Mark, and we gotta do some stuff in the gym.
Man.
That's cool with you.
Obviously. Yeah, man. Come on through, man. Come on through.
Me and David want to do a tour with the fighters.
Yeah, man. I'll have everybody and their mom show up for you guys.
We need to get the professional setup first to get off. That's the goal, at least. That's the goal.
Yeah.
But I know you mentioned tjdillashaw. How's his injury from the? Is it shoulder?
Yeah, shoulder. He's healing up, man. He's yeah. He goes that guy goes hard. He goes really hard, and sometimes doesn't know when to recover or take a break. So that's just how wrestlers are. They just have that mentality. I was the same way.
Yeah.
Like I know how to press the rest button. Didn't know how to do that. I just all gas, no brake, man. But in this game, you got to learn how to recover. Recovery is super important. So now he's learning that in his middle age. Because he's a middle-aged man now. He's got to learn how to recover.
Yeah, he was a machine. He was a machine for a while. He probably still is, but
he's still a machine.
Yeah.
So, he's still a machine, man.
He went out there. He fought Sterling. He pretty much had one arm.
Yeah, I know.
Corey, his face was mauled, man. His eye was bad. I knew he did, but he just. Especially when you take a break like that and come back and get in a fight like that, your first fight back is.
I know. He's a monster, man. He's a monster. And he's even when I coached him in college at Cal State Fullerton when he wrestled, man, he was just a monster on the mat. He's just super intense, super aggressive, and that's what he takes to the octagon, man. That's what he does.
Was it crazy to see, I guess, like his growth through there into the UFC, just kind of him as a person and fighter?
Yeah, it was amazing, man. Like, he was at my gym when he first started, and man, it was like amazing, like just the growth that he had. And then because at Rain, when I had, I'm sure you were going through some of the videos, I had like a bunch of monsters in my gym. I had Fabricio Werdum, I had Babalu, I had Michael Bisping, I had chaelsonnen, I had Anderson Silva, the Nogueira brothers, Junior Dos Santos, Rafa Dos Anjos. Then I had some Bellator guys, Brett Cooper, Manuel Newton, Muhammad Lawal, King Mo.
You had everybody, man.
Bro, crazy. Like,
yeah, it is crazy.
Like there was no easy round. It was like, who am I gonna go with? Oh, Fabricio. Dang it.
He's huge, by the way.
Yeah,
still.
No, he's huge.
He's calling out Francis, I think. Did you see that? Werdum wants to fight Francis in the PFL.
Bro, Francis will only do it for $22 million. So
Hey, did you see his new and improved, updated body though?
Dude, he
That's
looks
what I'm
like he
saying.
looks like
Bro,
he looks like the
he is
Terminator.
ripped.
He's
Dude is
yeah.
ripped.
He looks
I
like
saw him at his pool or whatever. Like when he hit that clip, I was like, "That's insane." He came out of the water. I was like, "That's insane."
Now he's ripped. I'm like, dang, Mauricio. Hey, I want what you're on, bro. He's like, good diet and cardio. I'm like, okay, I hear you, bro.
Right.
So is he pretty cool? Is he pretty cool in person?
I love Fabricio, man. He's really cool. Super awesome guy, and super intense when you spar him though. Like he'll give you the business. Like
Really?
if you don't give it back, man, he'll give it to you.
Mark,
Like,
did he throw a boomerang at Colby-Covington?
yeah.
Did he throw...
Yeah.
I like Colby, I really do, but I just remember that. I don't know why I just thought about that.
Yeah. Hey, Colby, he wrestled at Oregon State where my son's at.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
you talked to him?
you know what? I only talked to him like a couple occasions. Like I haven't talked to him, but he's a super off camera dude, super cool guy.
That's what everybody says.
I heard camera turns on and he's like WWE. Yeah.
He had to do something, right? He had to do something.
Yeah, though. Hey,
just talking shit.
Yeah, good, witty like that, So, but yeah, he turns on like that, man. He's a super cool guy, man. I mean, haven't really got to visit with him and talk with him all that much, but heard nothing but great things about him.
Well, he seems very intelligent too. Like he's really witty. I mean, a lot of fighters are when it comes to talking and stuff, but he can turn it on, turn it off, whether it's political or wrestling. Like he has all those gears, So
yeah, he reminds me of chaelsonnen.
He does.
He's the exact same way, right?
Right.
Same way.
Chael might be a little more rogue than him though. Chael might be a little more real street gangster than
Chael sounds like he means it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Chael will actually
say something
to a hotel and a brawl will happen. Colby will probably try to press charge. Like not that's a bad thing, but Chael's a little bit. I feel like some of the stuff he says is truth. Like, not saying Colby's not, but Chael's wild. It seems like.
Chael, and what did he say? He's like 5-on-1's gonna have to call 911 with me.
Dripping blood, shirt's not even hanging on him.
He's walking out, the cuffs on. He's walking out, the cuffs on. Shirt's ripped.
You talk about witty, man. Chael is super witty.
He's a gangster.
I got that off the Tito interview about his wife or whatever. I was like, that is just as quick as he picked that up about you use your mouth. That's all you use. And when he came back, I was like, man, he set that up just too easy for Chael. Like I was just.
Chael's a gangster
from West. That's bad.
Chael's a gangster from Westland, Oregon. Remember that?
Yeah, Westland, man. He's Westland, dude. Like he's from the mean streets of Westland, Oregon, man.
Dude,
I love him. Great guy. Amazing.
He's in the bare knuckle stuff now too.
Yeah,
he's enjoying it.
Yeah, he's a gangster, man.
That's one guy. That's one guy. We got to meet him one day, David.
Yeah. Him and Colby, dude. Both seem like a good time.
Both from Oregon.
Maybe that's what it is,
Mark too. We got to meet Mark in person.
Right.
Yeah. Come on through, man. Come on through. Come through. Be good.
So what else is new, man? Anything else?
Nah, I just I was gonna do that job in Tennessee, and then unfortunately it didn't happen. So now I'm kind of like, I'm pivoting, and I've been making money on my technique website, on my online teaching, online coaching type of website. It's called the Wrestling Room. So I have wrestling for wrestling, for folk style and freestyle wrestling, and then I have wrestling for jiu-jitsu and wrestling for MMA on it. So it's called thewrestlingroom.com. You go to www.thewrestlingroom.com and check it out, man. It's like really cool, stuff that I learned throughout the years, and just putting it on the website. Still, I got a lot of stuff to add, but we're looking to blow that out. And then I got my camps and my clinics. I'm doing that, and I'm also doing my anti-bullying campaign as well, and looking to take that to the next level too. So yeah, I'm just just seeing where God will guide me, and we'll see where it goes from there.
That's cool, man. We'll definitely give all that a shout out. I know we'll do like we did last time, make a bunch of clips.
Oh yeah.
And we'll shout that out and tag everything. David, you got anything?
No, that's awesome, man. That's cool stuff. Glad you got a lot going for you.
Yeah. Hold on, let me silence my dogs. Hey, stop.
Keep that in.
They get excited when people get home.
Oh, you're good, man. You got a nice house. You got a nice house.
Yeah, man, it's nice. We just moved here about like a year and a half ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. No, it's nice, man. I can't complain. It's that UFC money.
What we're gonna talk about? Did you speaking of that? Did you see like any of the new? You keep up with the power slap stuff? I just wanted your opinion on it,
dude. I would never do that.
Honestly, yeah, that's your honest opinion. Yeah. I was just curious.
I mean, it's like brain damage to the core, bro. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, at least in MMA, you can like bob and weave and like do all that stuff, but having to stand there and get slapped, like, bro, like that's like concussions, multiple concussions, like that's just not good for the brain. You know what I'm saying?
Did
like,
you see Tim? You remember Tim Sylvia, of course. He's he's doing it in like another league.
Yeah,
he's doing it, and then
you know who would be good at that is Chris Lieben.
He's refereeing now.
Yeah, he probably would be.
Bro, Chris Lieben, and his hands are huge. Like, really? Huge. He would be really good at this.
He might be, yeah. You never know. Dana might call him up and say, "Hey, we need you on the next Power Slap season."
He's Houston Alexander was on, and he said Chris is like a serious ref, like he's trying to do it in the UFC.
No, he is. No, he is.
Yeah,
I seen a ref.
I never expected that.
No, I know, but he's a great ref, dude. He's a really good ref.
He would be him and who's that other? He would be phenomenal. We need some better refs, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's the guy with the braids, the beard? That's like, you know what I'm talking about.
He's the actor too.
Oh, Mike Beltran.
He's pretty cool, I think.
No, he's super cool. He goes. He trains at the training lab. He does a lot of the recovery and trains with the training lab where I'm at too with Coach Cal. So I see him like pretty much every week.
You don't lift with him?
I know.
That dude's huge.
That dude is yoked.
I'd love to get him on the podcast. I think he does some sheriff's office stuff too.
Yeah, he's good, man. He was an officer. He was a sheriff for a long time, and he's a well sought after ref for sure.
Did you ever do anything like that, like the like sheriff's office, like self defense or like seminars or anything similar to that?
I traveled all around the world doing MMA seminars for our Marines, for our Army guys, for
awesome.
For Navy, Air Force. Like it's called Armed Forces Entertainment. They took us all around the world. And I've been to continents instead of not Antarctica, but I've been all the
maybe hold one there one day then.
That's too cold there.
Hey, Filipinos don't belong in Antarctica.
I don't really think anybody does.
Frozen, man. I'll be frozen.
I think North Carolina's too cold. That's why I'm going to Florida.
It's just bipolar. Like it was 40 last week. It's 85 today. Like
oh man, dude, that's
and then the mornings it's 50
weather, man. That's bipolar weather.
It'll rain and then it won't rain for like a month. It'll rain for like a week and then it won't rain for a month. Then it'll be 47 in the morning. And you go to work and step outside and it's 70. And then you go and then it's raining at 8 p.m. So it's like, what do you wear? like in North Carolina weather. You know, you kind of wear you do a lot of laundry. That's what it is.
For sure.
Who
California, man, you just wear t-shirts and shorts like everywhere.
Oh, it was awesome. I went there in January, like 2 years ago, Los Angeles, and I didn't pack a single like hoodie or anything. Everybody at night was like, it's cold, and it was like 60, 58, and I was like, oh, I'm good. And I went to school at App State, which is in the mountains of North Carolina, so I was definitely like, this is 60.
Yeah, yeah, funny, man. Yeah, I know. Dude, I'm getting that way too. You know, I go to Oregon, I'm like freezing. I'm like, dang, it's so cold over here. It's like 50
Oh,
degrees.
it is there. Yeah.
You know, but
Mark,
I'm getting spoiled by all the nice weather here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mark, we're trying to get Dan Severin on the podcast. I think he's gonna come on.
Dude, he's an OG.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He wants to, but he wants us to like. He wants to do like a seminar and then have us come, like, get him a gym here or in Florida, and then do a seminar and then have an interview with us.
We're trying our best though. We're like reaching out to gyms in the area, and we're like, hey, Dan Severin wants to come do a seminar. We're doing whatever we can to get him on the podcast.
Dude, Severin, man, heck yeah, dude, that'd be sick to have Dan Severin there. He's an man. He's one of the OGs.
That's what I'm saying. I knew you would respect that because you're into the wrestling, so you know how it is. And obviously, he's a pioneer. So
yeah, I remember watching them. I'm like, dang, dude, that's what I'm gonna do. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. then all of a sudden, I'm in. You know.
He would go out there. He was just like, remember the headbutts he would do on people?
Yeah.
He would, David. He would finish people with headbutts.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, it's like he's emailed us. He seems intelligent, so the headbutts didn't do much. I don't think. I mean, maybe they did, but
no, he's smart. He's smart.
We got him, and we would like to get Don Fry on.
As another OG. Hey, I remember him doing the Ultimate Fighter and him slapping the heck out of his guys. He was like, whack, knocking the dudes out. Go out there and win.
It's so funny to see him go to events, like still go to like UFC events and stuff. It's just funny to see him there. I don't know. It's just like he was at the past, like he was on the screen the other night, and it was like just all you could do is laugh when everybody was. He was just waving.
He's always got a beer in his hand, or he's
right.
He's always, but he's a badass. So, you know,
we watched a podcast where he was wrestling his dog the whole podcast. Like you just heard they were talking serious with Colbycovington, and he was going the whole time that the host was talking to Colby. He was wrestling his dog. It's the funny. I was like crying almost.
That's funny, man.
What did he say, David, recently on that one podcast? He's like, these modern day fighters are a bunch of sissies.
That's funny, man. That's hilarious. Yeah, he seems that way though. You know, like he seems like one of them gruff dudes. You know, gruff and like tough. You know,
yeah.
Red meat only, probably only eat steak and chicken.
No vegetables. Steak.
He's the type of guy to like, because his dogs like feed a ribeye to his dog too. Just be like, here you go, have a 12-ounce steak with me.
Have you ever met him, Don Fry?
Never met Don Fry.
No,
never met
Dan Severin. Have you met Dan?
I've never met Dan Severin either.
Well, we gotta make that happen too then.
Hey, I would love to wrestle. I'd love to wrestle them.
What about what would you want to host a seminar with him? I mean, I'm just curious.
Heck yeah.
Can I tell Dan that on the email?
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't care if I give Dan your number or anything, and he give you a call? Okay, yeah, I'll let him know. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, let's do it.
That'd be cool.
Set it up. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna do a camp in Colorado. I'm gonna do a camp. I got different camps scheduled, and different ones. And I mean, that's what I do for a living now, as I coach. So, and that's just what I love to do. I was a coach before I fought. Then after I fight, I went back to coaching. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll after this, we'll send him an email and just let him know. Give him your number, and he'll talk to you about everything.
Yeah, he's like, y'all just get it to me to the gyms or whoever, and I'll do the rest. We're like, all right, Dan. Sounds good, man. He's like, I'm going to Florida and here. And we're like, sounds good, man. We'll help you out for sure.
It's awesome.
Well, cool.
I mean, that's cool that he's that connected to people. I mean, that's a good theory. Is like if you've done that much in your career and your life, and you have fans, you might as well use them as a vessel to get you more opportunities. I mean,
no, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I mean, people will hit me up like on my social media and say, hey, we'd love to, pay you to do a seminar. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. And plus travel and, get to visit different parts of the world or country, I'm like, yeah, let's go,
Yeah. Cool,
so,
sure.
And I'm, it's just, all the everything that's in my head, man, I just hear it too, so I love doing it. And yeah, for sure, let me know.
Cool. Okay, yeah, cool, man. I'll definitely send him an email, then I'll let you know what he says, and I guess he'll reach out to you if that works for you.
Sounds good. Hey, I'm at like 5% on my phone. I'm gonna go get my charger real quick. Is that cool?
Yeah, man. Cool. Yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
Yeah, get my charger. How long you guys been doing this podcast?
Since February. So funny enough with Andrew is I met him through one of his roommates that I knew that moved from New York during COVID, probably a year and a half ago, and we just had all the same interests and stuff, and from there we both big MMA fans, so we were like, why not do this? So February we got Jeff Munson, and I think we got you, and we just kind of now from there the list has been crazy.
Nice.
Added it up, and we just enjoy doing it, man. So
yeah, man. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, maybe like you'll get all the guys I worked with too.
But yeah, man. Yeah, we love it all, and I think what we've came to realize is like the veterans and like the retired fighters. We really like to hear from them because like you didn't really get this in your area, like you didn't get the podcast and the interviews, and that's good and bad, I guess. But
yeah, not in my era for sure. There was no podcast. There was none of that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, there was like media outlets, that kind of stuff like Yahoo Sports and all USA Today and stuff like that. But
you had who'd you have? Sherdog, and Ariel, and
young Ariel.
Ariel Hawani. Yeah, I've been on his show a few times. So.
I like him, man. He's
BJPin.com. I remember I used to watch his vlogs like in the morning. Dude,
I did too. I was like, man, I want to live in Hawaii, man. Like
he would be like diving into like waterfalls and stuff with his brother. I remember me and my dad because my dad was hardcore into that. Like he was a big BJ fan. When I was younger, we were watching videos together. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
BJ would show like on his website, he would have him like, what do you be eating for breakfast and everything. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I remember when I was
love BJ, man. BJ's super cool guy, man. Super awesome.
We were talking, me and David we were on the phone bullcrapping earlier, and we were talking about Rumble and The Rock. I think what I'm talking. Mark knows what I'm talking about. But,
yeah, man. I mean, they had some freaking OGs on that show.
Yeah. Was it Renzo or Rodrigo Gracie? He fought one of them on there. One of the Gracies.
Renzo Gracie.
Renzo, yeah.
Yeah,
Renzo. I think that's who he fought him and Rodrigo, I think. But I don't know which one was on that show.
Yeah. Rumble on the Rock, man. That show, I mean, there was a lot of OGs on that one for sure.
Oh yeah, there was. Yeah. There really was though. That's the thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I fought, the shows I fought in was, of course, King of the Cage. Everybody fights King of the Cage. And then I fought this show in Lemoore, California called PFC, Palace Fighting Championships. So I fought there.
Who did you fight in Palace?
I fought this dude by the name of Anthony Robocava. I fought him. I fought Mike Pierce. I fought Mike Pierce in PFC.
Okay. I know who that is.
Yeah, I knew Mike.
Yep. And then I got called. Then I got into the WEC.
WEC was fucking bad. I mean, excuse the language, but it was really bad.
No, it was. My very first show with them was the one in Sacramento at Arco Arena.
Yeah.
And I fought this like I mean, I was only 3-0, and I fought this dude that was like 15-3. His name was like Chuck Grigsby, like the Reverend. Like he was like 6. He was like 6'7". Like I was fighting at 205.
Yeah.
He was 6'7", like 205, and I was like, I'm like 6 feet on a good night, you know.
Yeah. No,
you know.
You're a bad. You were a bad dude. You still probably are, but
yeah. I know. I mean, I looked at him. I'm like, dude, there's a lot of leg for me to grab, man. So, so I'm gonna grab those legs and take you down. So once you're on the ground, we're the same height.
It was it was you, chaelsonnen. Obviously, Urijah was the big name at the time.
Yeah,
Uriah was the big
name. So Urijah was the one that got me into the sport.
Okay, I think you told me that last time, I believe. I think
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, you're right. So it's really cool how I met Urijah, because I ended up getting a job at UC Davis after coaching at Oklahoma State for like 3 years, you know. So I wrestled at Oklahoma State, coached there for 3 years, and then, end up getting a job at UC Davis, and that's where Urijah graduated.
Mm-hmm.
So Urijah graduated from there, and he ended up like coming on staff and assistant coached with us there, and still wrestling, still scrapping. And then he goes, "Hey man, why don't you corner me for my fight?" I'm like, "What fight?" And he goes, "Hey, it's called MMA, mixed martial arts." I'm like, "Oh, really? You doing that UFC stuff? You find UFC,
Yeah."
And he's like, "Yeah, man, it's called MMA though. Come on, don't get it twisted." I'm like, "Oh, all right, whatever." So yeah, I cornered him his like first like 3 fights, I believe, and I'm like, "Dude, this is nuts." And he's like, "Munoz, I just made $500 in like 30 seconds." That's how much money he was making. You know what I'm saying? He had to sell tickets. I mean, you talk about Urijah, man. He's a mover and a shaker, man. Like he hustled. He hustled, and he's a great businessman. He
seems like really, really cool, like in person.
Genuine. No, he's super genuine. I love the guy, man. He's a brother from another mother, man. Like he took care of me, like gave me a place to train over at Ultimate Fitness, and like I truly love the guy, man. He's a brother from another mother for sure.
Yeah, he seems like. I mean, Urijah. Do you remember the tap out T-shirts back in the day? Whenever I was every time. I don't know if you know where Myrtle Beach is in South Carolina.
That's in.
You've heard of it.
Yep.
Yep. When I was younger, every time like me and my family would go down, we'd go to the mall, and there was a store that was, I forget the name of it. It was Urijahfaber was like all over the place in the store, and they used him as a poster boy to like sell all the tap out stuff. But I was a big fan of Urijah, of the California Kid, so I would always buy like a new tap out shirt every year we would go down. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, Urijah is cool, man. I would love to meet him in person too. He's awesome.
Dude, he's great. He's like he is super genuine, like very educated. You talk about educated. Yeah. He's very smart.
Does he live near you?
No, he lives in Sacramento. So he lives up in Northern California. I mean, that's when I was coaching at UC , he coached there too, So and he was fighting on the side. And so he's the one that got me into the sport.
Yeah.
Never look back, man. He's an amazing dude. I love that guy.
Mark, if me and David come to California to train with you one day in the future, you got to get us a meet and greet with Urijahfaber.
All right, got you. I got you.
You of course too. You of course too. That's why we're going there. But Urijah too.
Right.
Man. This is a hotbed over here, man. You'll meet a lot of people.
Tell Urijah the pound for pound cage talk is coming to California one day.
You won't know what you're talking about, but
for
sure, man. I'll let him know. Andrew the Gangsta Gilliland, man. That's who
the next. Dude, that's it. I like it. What do you?
He's gonna run with that one now.
I'm gonna say.
Hey, the best nicknames are given, man, not self-proclaimed, you know. So
Mark, if anyone asks me, I'm gonna be like, well, my boy Mark Munoz told me this is my nickname. So
This is what
my
it
boy.
yeah, man. That just rolled off my tongue, man. You know. So
Hey, I like it. I like it.
there you go.
What's
There you
David?
go.
We need one for David though.
He's got to come naturally. You know,
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your last name, Dave? What's your last name?
Riley.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You think on it, but
I'm gonna think on it.
Maybe the more you get to know me, maybe it could be a trait, personality, anything. You know, that's.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna think about it.
I thought
rough comes to mind. Rough comes to mind.
David Rough, yeah. I mean, it sounds kind of like I could probably fight out of a trailer park, but I'll take like David Rough Riley. I might should have a mullet and a wife beater, but I kind of like that.
There you
too,
go.
You know?
Hey, man, David Rough Riley, man. There you go.
That's a good name. That's a good name. David Rough Riley and Andrew Gangsta Gillen.
See, goes together like peanut butter and jelly, dude.
That's gonna be on our P4P. It's gonna be hosted by. That's gonna be on there now.
Hey, you're gonna get a lot of like hits on there, dude, for sure.
Given by Mark, the Filipino wrecking machine Munoz.
Hey, see, that was given to me, man. Like my management gave me Mark the Philippine wrecking machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Philippines didn't like that because I'm Filipino, so like I'm not an object or a fruit or anything like the Philippine brand. So like I'm a Filipino, so it needs to be Filipino wrecking machine. So I got hit up by the Filipino community, and they're like, "Hey, man, you need to be Filipino wrecking machine." I'm like, "Okay, that's where it changed." Because it used to be the Philippine wrecking machine, right? It's better ring to it, right?
Right, yeah. Better for T-shirts, maybe.
Mark, I remember when I first had you on. I was telling my dad, he's like, "You had the Filipino wrecking machine on." I'm like, "Yeah, I did," because he's a big fan of you too.
My dad said that too. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
You and Riggs turned my dad's head. He's like, "You had Mark and you had Joe Riggs." I was
Diesel.
Like, yeah, man.
You got Diesel Riggs.
Crazy, man. Yes,
Diesel. Yeah. I like him, man. I like him a lot.
He's a good dude. He's
a sweet guy, man. He's a good dude for sure.
We interviewed one of his up and coming BKFC fighters too, and it's the same way. Like it's just the whole camp's kind of the same way. It's right off of him. But we talked to him for like an hour and a half. Like it was just.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was because he went into like how Sean O'Malley and Tim live with him, and then how they how he like was in Arizona training obviously, and Tim and Sean came and crashed with them. Then when Sean kind of blew up, he was like, "I want to go retire in Montana," so they literally switched places. They came from Great Falls. He lives in Great Falls now and set a gym up there. And so it was like, that was cool. He just had a cool story the whole time, something like that. Then the Nick Diaz hospital incident, like.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He fought Nick and Nate in the hospital. It was him versus both of them.
After beating Nick, and then he got jumped by Nate while he was in his gown.
You know, Nate and Nick and Nate. And all them dudes will jump you, man. He don't watch you back.
Nick, there was a video the other day. I guess Nick was in Vegas. This was right after Nate just choked that Logan Paul lookalike guy out. Like 2 days after. Nick's in Vegas. Nick's in Vegas, and some guy dinks his door and starts pulls up on Nick. And Nick's like, "Do you know who I am?" Like that's all he kept saying. And he's like, "I know exactly who you are. I don't care who you are." Like some regular. Wow. Nick ended up getting back in his car, and I think the only reason he did that is because his brother turned himself in the day before. I think that's the only. He was probably just like, "All right, maybe I shouldn't," because he seems to think a little more than Nate when it comes to situations like that. Like when it comes to like a street, Nate's just snapping, but Nick's I think more like, "Well, I have that in me, but maybe let him push me a little more."
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but you don't punch them dudes. If you punch them, it's over.
Well, today, I guess Nate's doing that tour with Jake Paul, whatever, the boxing tour, and some guy was like, "I bet I could beat Nick's ass." And Nate said, "You know, all my homeboys just got your name," because it was a media guy, got your name, and they all know what you look like. That's all he said to the guy. The guy said,
was kind of, he was the bets guy. He was kind of an asshole though. Like just being like an asshole.
He's like, I boxed
Nate's a gangster, but but this guy was kind of being a dick to him for no reason.
Hey man, hey, that dude's about to get caught up.
Why do people want to poke the bear? That's like Riggs said that there was a guy kept coming to his gym, and like so Riggs' wife, I guess, like checks people in, and the guy was like being disrespectful to her, like F-bombing her, all this, and he's like, I finally want to like fight your husband today. So Joe was obviously like piecing him up, but letting him get up and like, but he like signed a waiver and did it, and it's like he got in there. It was like 30, like the clips are all over the YouTube and stuff, but it was just like he did it the right way. Like he would let him get up and hit him, let him get back up, and it was like a minute in he learned his lesson. But it's like, why do people do that, man? Like,
oh.
I know. You're testing one thing that they're good at. That you don't know what they're good at, but you know they can fight, so you test that. I don't get it. I just.
So I was at the what was I at? I was at the courthouse paying a ticket today, and then there was a guy in the line. He goes, "Hey, everybody!" It's a big old black guy. He goes, "Hey, everybody! I just want to let you know, you don't mess with this dude right here." You know, he pointed at my ears. He goes, "If you have somebody with them ears, you don't mess with him.
Yeah.
He gonna put you on the ground." He said he gonna put you on the ground. He's about to twist you in a pretzel. I said,
at least he knows, right?
I was like, you're right, man. You're right. That was funny, man. It was funny.
Part of you's probably like, you don't want to like make a scene, but part of you's like, he believe what he says.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do for a living, man. I mean, that's what I did for a living. Is, I coach, and and I'm, twisting little kids up right now in my club, but makes them better, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, it's teaching them the ways and teaching them how to be fierce on the mat, but humble and respectful off the mat, so, you got to learn how to like turn it on, turn it off, like you can't be a beast all the time. You ain't gonna have no friends.
For sure.
And that's like I commend you for that, because it gets harder to. I do like a little bit of personal training and stuff like that, but it gets harder to coach kids or teach kids anything in this world with all the just access they have to just corruption, like media, and just they can click your phone on their phone and see anything they want to see, and it's kind of uncontrollable. So it gets tougher to get to them these days. But I think it's good to have somebody like you at least, like in that realm. In the realm of wrestling and MMA, to teach them kind of foundation of it, because you have the history,
Yeah, and it's about it's about being a good human being too, like treating people with respect. Because look, you can be the best fighter in the world, but if you have no friends, like what is that? What is that worth? Anything? It's not worth anything. Right. You do everything by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta learn how to like treat people the way you want to be treated. The golden rule. And if you want respect, you gotta treat people with respect, man. If you want love, you gotta love on people. You gotta, if you want to be taught, you gotta teach people. So it's like what you put in the universe is what you're gonna get back, right? So
definitely,
yeah. So what you give is what you get.
Definitely.
So
yes.
So yeah.
Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
David, you got anything else?
No, I'm good, man. I just enjoyed you coming on. Appreciate it.
Definitely, Mark. You got anything to add, Mark?
Nah, man. I mean, you could, follow me on Mark_Munoz on Instagram and Twitter. You can go to my Facebook fan page as well, Mark Anthony Henry Munoz. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so
cool, man.
Appreciate it, and appreciate you having me on again. I know this is the second time. So
hey, you're one of the only guests that we have that we're anytime, man, anytime.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
So you're really cool to talk to, and we appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. So Andrew, the Gangster Gilliland, and David Ruff Riley, man. Hey, great talking to you guys.
There we go.
Great to meet you, man.
Mark, you gotta save that on your phone contact for me.
Or just gangster. That's it.
Hey, but seriously though, like end of the year or early next year, like if you would be fine with that, we'd be down to like do a trip to California.
Yeah, man, hit me up. You got my number.
Okay, all right, man.
Yeah,
figure it out.
Definitely.
I got you,
man. You have a good night. All right, man.
Have a good
night.
Good
night, guys.
Appreciate it.